I'm Jedadiah J Stone, gents. Pardon me if you would. Take my hat off. I'm a busy man. I got a load of freight, and it's worth a lot of money, and I come a long way to get it here by noon, and I can't believe I got here at 8 o'clock. And I've been working all day. I'm 3 days I've been working. I'm about to drop, and it's 8 o'clock, and I got to get this there by noon, and I just got to get it to the freight office. And I got 4 hours to do it. I got 4 hours to get it to the freight office, and then I got to unload it. And I'm tired, gents. If I can just get to the freight office and unload this thing, I can calm down. But that freight office has got to be a terrible place in a town this beautiful. If there's a freight office that bad in a town this beautiful, you got one little corner of hell here full of devils. And I don't know how a place that bad can exist in a town this pretty, or what kind of guy it's going to take to get that freight unloaded, or what kind of guard they got. And I might die, but I'm tired and I got to get this job done. So this is it. If you can just tell me how to get there. Okay, Belvin's freight. Wait a minute. You're saying Belvin's freight is just down the street, and I take a left, and down in the alley on the left is Belvin's freight on one side and the blacksmith shop on the other. And there's plenty of room to unload it. And that's all? You must have some bad people that are willing to come to a place that nice. I don't know if I can live through this, boys. I tell you now, I'm going to do this. And if you don't mind me talking, you're going to hear a man say his last words most likely, but I got to get this freight delivered. I've been hauling freight for a long time to some bad towns. And I've never hauled a freight this precious through this bad a territory with this many people trying to kill you to get it here, and got here on time, and I can still get killed unloading it. I've never been this scared in my life. First load I delivered, 3 men tried to kill me. And the man that stood with a shotgun, he looked like the devil, and there were 2 more of them. And the kind of guys that would come after that freight, well, they would shoot the shotgunners, and they'd shoot the freight guy, and they'd take the freight and get away with it. And I did that every time, and those guys come close. Every time I never knew when I was going to live or die. And the last time somebody tried it. And that was the worst day of my life. Those shotguns started going off, and the slugs started flying, and I turned around, and I had a 6-shooter, and I got one of them. And the shotgunners that survived killed the rest. And the ones that wasn't dead run away. And it was horrible. And the smoke was hanging in the air. And there was dead people, and I was alive. And I didn't know what was coming next, or if they were going to hang me. And the shotgunners, their guns were empty, and they all had a bullet. And nothing would have saved us if some good people hadn't come along and helped out. Stood guard, make sure no more bad people showed up to get them shotgunners some help. Get that freight unloaded and get me the hell out of there. And I've been to towns that hard, and there's a place so bad in a town this big where they're going to take it from me, and you let people like that live in this town, and it's that close? There's one old shotgunner, and he wears a denim jacket, an old flannel shirt, an old sloppy hat with a feather in it, and that's all? God almighty, I'm going to die, boys. I got to get the job done, because if I go back home, I'll never haul freight again. I don't know what I'll do for a living. There's just a chance I might live, but I got to do it. But I don't want my mule to die. And when I unload that freight, I want to go home, and it's going to take forever to find that mule. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to drop that. I'm going to get there, and I'm going to turn that mule loose, and I'm going to take her harness off and set her free. And I want her to run this way. And that's the last I'm going to see of that mule till this freight's unloaded. And if I live, I'm coming and looking for my mule. And one of you would just, if that mule comes by and you tie her up somewhere where I can find her, and I'm still alive, I'll come get her. I've never been scared. I've been scared. I've never been this scared. The scariest I was the day I got that one guy and I was still alive. And when I lived through that, I swore to God, as soon as I could, I'd get out of the freight business. And I thought this was the one. I'm being paid enough for this that I can quit. I can quit if I can live through this. I can go back home and buy my own freight office somewhere. I ain't that good. If I don't die, God save me. All right, boys. Stand aside. I'm going through. Next thing you see is my mule. If you're saying a prayer for me. Just stay out of the way when the shooting starts. Here goes the bravest, scared son of a bitch you ever saw. Just remember my name. Jedadiah J Stone. This is the last you'll ever see of me.